Pirate or matchmaker? At first glance, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl seems like a classic swashbuckler, treasure, curses, sword fights, and ships in full sail. But beneath the rum and cannon fire is something surprisingly delicate, a romantic core. It is not only the love story between Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann, it is the tension that simmers between all three central characters, especially when Jack Sparrow enters the picture. His presence heightens the stakes, adds ambiguity, and injects emotional tension that turns this adventure into something that feels, at times, like a love story in disguise. The film opens with a girl dreaming of pirates and a boy rescued from the sea. Elizabeth and Will have known each other for years, their connection deep but restrained by class and convention. He is a blacksmith, she is a governor's daughter. They live on opposite sides of society, and like many Regency stories, their love is one of restraint, longing, and self-sacrifice. Will watches from a distance. Elizabeth conforms outwardly to expectations. Neither acts on their feelings until circumstances force their hands. That tension of a love that cannot quite be spoken gives the film its emotional spine. When Elizabeth is kidnapped by cursed pirates, it is Will who defies all expectation and sets out to save her. But he cannot do it alone. He needs Jack Sparrow, and this is where the story deepens. Jack Sparrow is not a romantic hero in the conventional sense. He is chaotic, selfish, flirtatious, unpredictable. But what makes him so fascinating is that he understands desire better than either Will or Elizabeth. He sees what they will not admit. He teases it out of them. In many ways, he becomes the story's romantic disruptor, not because he threatens their bond directly, but because he throws their roles into question. He needles Elizabeth about her corseted life and dares her to want more. He flirts with danger and with her. The chemistry between Jack and Elizabeth is real. There is attraction there, but also recognition. She sees in him a freedom she has never known. He sees in her the daring she tries to repress. Their scenes crackle because they are constantly negotiating boundaries, speaking in double meanings, circling each other like equals who do not quite trust themselves. And yet, Jack never truly competes for her heart. He knows Elizabeth belongs with Will, but his presence forces that relationship to evolve. Without Jack, Elizabeth and Will might have remained trapped in propriety. It is Jack who pushes Will to fight not just for Elizabeth's safety, but for her love. It is Jack who forces Elizabeth to confront what she wants and what she is willing to do to survive. There is one moment that captures this perfectly. Jack and Elizabeth are marooned on a deserted island. She feigns camaraderie, drinks with him, and they sing and laugh together. It is playful, deceptive, and full of subtext. Jack begins to relax, maybe even trust her, but when he passes out, she burns the entire rum supply to summon rescue. It is clever, ruthless, and brilliant. He admires her for it, even as he fumes. The whole scene crackles with ambiguity, never quite romantic, but never neutral either. And that tension, unresolved, only sharpens the emotional stakes when she returns to Will. That is the brilliance of Jack Sparrow's role in the romantic structure of the film. He does not steal anyone's heart. He reveals it. He makes the emotional stakes clearer. Without him, the story might be sweet but forgettable. With him, it becomes volatile, uncertain, alive. Even the final scenes reflect this balance. Elizabeth chooses Will, defying her father and the British Navy. She runs into the arms of the man who risked everything for her. Not because he was the only one who loved her, but because she now knows she can choose freely. Jack gets away with a wink and a line. He may be alone, but he leaves behind two people who now understand what they truly want. He did not win their love, but he helped it come into being. And that is what makes The Curse of the Black Pearl so much more than an adventure film. It is a romantic triangle built not on jealousy, but on transformation. Will is honor. Elizabeth is yearning. Jack is temptation, chaos, freedom. Together they create a story that is both thrilling and deeply romantic in its structure. It is not often that a blockbuster film manages to capture the delicate mechanics of a love story without becoming obvious. But Pirates of the Caribbean does just that. Through coded looks, half-spoken truths, and a pirate who sees everything and says nothing directly. It is witty, it is passionate, and it reminds us that sometimes the greatest romances happen in the midst of cannon smoke, moonlight, and the gentle creak of a ship at sea. Until next time, keep your petticoats pressed and your hearts in peril.